see it played, Death Ride Halfaya Pass. So, start of the third game turn, the Germans rolled for a CAS mission, or a air support mission, I guess I should say. The British Army rolled too high. They rolled a 4. They need a 1 or a 2 to get an air mission. So the I figured since the air mission doesn't need a spotter, and the air mission will attack a hex, I thought I would go ahead and get these massed tanks here, which actually, in retrospect, this is a reason. I mean, if air power is at all involved, I should have had those tanks spread out, but I had them all massed in that one hex. So the Germans rolled well anyways. They rolled a 7, and you add the air support value on the your air marker there, so that's 9 on the clear terrain column of the ground attack chart table, and so they got an S3. So all of that entire stack is S3. Now they're behind the escarpment there, and I do believe this is going to stay on the whole turn. But they're behind the escarpment there, so it's not like the Germans can add on to that quite. Ooh, wow. No. Yeah. Okay. There is important that ground attack cannot be combined with other forms of air support. So you can. So in this game, I think each side only gets the possibility for one air mission per turn. But if you had multiple air missions, you couldn't then go for wiping out that whole stack. Okay, but it'll slow them down. Being suppressed to level 3 is still a pretty good disruption, basically. So the British Army continues to make their way across the desert there, recovered quite a bit of suppression, but did lose that engineer platoon back there that the Germans were focusing on. The Germans got, through concentrating their indirect fire, they got to 5 suppression levels, which breaks that engineer platoon, so it's lost. But well, not but there's a engineer platoon on the east side, the east side of the escarpment as well, for all of that up there. And this is the that's the road that enters the escarpment right there, to get these tanks in. Not sure what the British Army is going to do on this side just yet. They will continue their advance. I'm wrapping up the 4th turn here, but I wanted to point out that on turn 3, the British Army got some field artillery, 3 batteries as reinforcements. One comes on the south map edge. That's Charlie Company right here. Comes in on trucks. They moved up here one turn, or in turn 3, and in this turn 4, they unloaded. And similarly, we have Alpha and Bravo batteries over here that come on the east map edge, so they moved on in turn 3 and unloaded in turn 4. So now the British Army has some heavy artillery. Well, I guess I don't know if I should say heavy. In game terms, I'll call it plus artillery, but actually I do think that's fairly accurately heavy artillery. But in game terms, plus artillery, 3/6 out to a range of 35, so the whole battlefield. Basically, they can range the whole battlefield. So we got 6 factors on this side of the escarpment, 12 factors, 12 primary weapon factors on that side of the escarpment. Okay, so it's the 1200 turn on the 15th of June, 1941. Neither side got a air support mission this turn. One thing that's clear, so the British Army, like this mortar platoon over here and the field artillery here, the British are getting into kind of the first phase of their close combat, and that is setting up their indirect fire points. But it's becoming pretty clear, like this, for example, this British Army company came within 5 hexes of the German heavy weapons platoon there, and took fire. Germans rolled very low. I think they rolled up 2. No result, but it's becoming clear again. I've arrived at this conclusion before, but before I was playing much smaller, with smaller number of pieces. Now I'm playing the whole Halfaya Pass battle here, and it is really becoming clear. So we only have 3 more daylight turns after this, or to put it another way, we have 6 more hours of operations after this current turn, before the first night. And so it's becoming really clear how you really need to move. You need to push your forces forward, make contact, take some fire, hopefully survive it, and then build the combat situation. And I point that out because the option's yours. I mean, some of these wheeled vehicles have, so again, just for calculation purposes, like this truck platoon here carrying the, what was that, call that battalion mortars, I guess. I think battalion mortars. I mean, it has a movement allowance of 36. Now wheeled vehicles across the desert are paying 4 per hex, so we're talking 9 desert hex a turn, 9 desert hexes a turn. So to follow the escarpment in one turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you are closing the distance, oh wow, by a good 75%, because that's the very edge of the Germans there. So yeah, the idea is you need to move. You need to get up close, get set up, and get into the fight, because the rules in the system, the design, are such that if you want to be overly cautious, you can be, but yeah, it's not going to turn out well for you, I think. Okay.